Hey, what's going on, heroes? PojiForce here, and welcome to another Pokemon box opening. Or, I suppose the better term for this would be a Pokemon showcase, because what we're showing off today is the Keldeo versus Rayquaza Battle Arena versus decks. Now, these are pre-structured decks, so all the cards that are in here, we already know what they are. But it's such a really solid deck that I thought I'd showcase it for you. I'll let you see all the really cool stuff that comes in this. This is a great value, and I'm going to show you why. So, we're going to move over to our other camera here so you can see the decks. Now, first off, this box is pretty awesome, I have to admit. If I wasn't opening this for the camera, I'd probably... Well, no, because like I said, there's value in these. So, I would keep this sealed, but it's too good to keep it sealed. We're going to pop it open and see about getting some cool stuff out of it. So, you may notice, actually, before we do that, there's two decks here. There's Keldeo and Rayquaza, so already we're getting two EXs out of this deck, so that's value right there. But I should point out that these are older EXs. This Keldeo is from one of the plasma sets I didn't play back then, so I don't recognize the set symbol. I don't recognize the set symbol on the Rayquaza either, so I know both of these are not standard legal. However, they are expanded legal, so if these are good cards, I honestly don't know. From reading them, they don't look that good to me. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And there's still some good standard legal cards in here. So that's enough talking about it. Let's get into it. Let's pop this open. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, to be honest. I think this is how I'm supposed to open this up. I don't know. I'm probably doing this the wrong way. There's a seam down the middle here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get this open. Nope, this is the right way. Just gotta tear this cardboard here. It's sad, really, that I have to break this open, because this really is a gorgeous looking box. Okay, there we go. We got the Keldeo side open. And now we got the Rayquaza side open. Okay. So, here is our kit outside the box. Now, there's the two decks right here. We're going to go over those. There's the Keldeo EX, and there is our Rayquaza EX. So we'll set those aside. We have a two-player battle mat, which also has the rules on how to play. This is really designed... Oh, my microphone came down. Okay. Okay. Okay, alright, that's better. So, I've probably been talking to almost nothing for the last minute or so. But here's our two-player battle mat. We got Keldeo and we got Rayquaza. So we're going to set that aside. On the back is how to play. So this is a really great learning tool. Plus it's got some really great cards in it to help you kickstart your collection. We got, try not to show that off, our code card, because I'm definitely going to need that to revitalize my online collection. To get you guys up to speed on that, they've been sending me messages, Pokemon, they got back to me after a few days, and about my hacked account. And there was a lot of confusion about what exactly was wrong. They kept telling me to reset my password. I kept having to explain that that was not a solution because I could not reset my password. Whoever got into my account had changed either their email address or my birthday, so I couldn't reset the password to recover the account. So the last email I got from them, they offered to reestablish that email address to that account so I can reset that password. They've also, basically, they're going to make sure I get that account back. So hacker, if you're watching, I'm getting that thing back. You're not keeping it. Odds are that all the trading cards that I had online have been stoled, so I'm going to need this code card to make sure that I can revitalize my collection. Now, they also have here basically the breakdown of the decks. So that's the Keldeo deck, and that's the Rayquaza deck. The Rayquaza deck is fire electric, and they got pretty nice strategies on them. Now we've got two sets of tokens. These are the cardboard tokens. These aren't the nice tokens that come out of the elite trainer decks. Oh, and then we got two coins. We have a Rayquaza and a Blastoise coin. The Blastoise coin here is kind of messed up a little bit, but so that way you guys can see these. Yeah, there we go. Blastoise and Rayquaza. Blastoise is in the Keldeo deck, though I don't know why they didn't put Keldeo on the coin. Keldeo coin would be awesome. All right, we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to go ahead and go through the Rayquaza deck first, and then we'll go through the Keldeo deck. So, of course, we have Rayquaza itself, and then we actually have foil energy cards. We have 4 foil fire energy and 4 foil electric energy. So if you like foil energy in your deck, and I don't know who doesn't, that's a good source. Now we've also got a second Rayquaza EX in the deck, and then we've got a few more energy. We got 5 electric and 2 fire. Now we're getting straight into the money cards here, because the next card is Versus Seeker. And Versus Seeker, it may have changed since its price is probably going to drop because it's in these decks, and these decks are easy to get. But Versus Seeker is a $10 card, because people play 4 of this in every competitive level deck. It's a really good card. Again, all these cards are from the original sets, so if they're not standard legal now, they're not going to be standard legal with this deck. This one is a Phantom Forces Versus Seeker, but because Versus Seeker had a secret rare in Roaring Skies, Versus Seeker is still legal. Next, we've got 2 Ultra Balls. This is from Fates Collide. We have 1 Tierno from Breakpoint. We have 2 Switch from Roaring Skies. We have 1 Skyla from Breakthrough. So all of that is standard legal. Skyla is good. Ultra Ball is very good. 2 Sky Arrow Bridge, and I don't know what set that's from. That is not standard legal, but that is probably expanded legal. It looks pretty good. Retreat cost of each of your basic Pokemon in play is 1 colorless less. So that's really good. We got Shauna from Fates Collide, decent card. 1 Professor's Letter from Breakpoint, really nice. 2 Sycamore. This is from Breakpoint as well. Sycamore's a really good card. We have Professor Birch's Observation. I've seen people play this card. It's a pretty good card. That one is from Primal Clash, I believe. We've got 1 Fan Club from Fates Collide. No. Okay, cool. So next we have N, and this is not the same art from the current printing of N. Moreover, if you look, this is a Black Star promo card. So that's really cool. N's a pretty decent card. I've noticed a trend with N, where in the background he's always got a Ferris wheel or something going on. Black White 100. It's a Black White promo card. But it is still standard legal because, again, there is a current printing of N. As long as a card's been reprinted in a current set, older copies of a card are legal. Next, we've got Lysandre, I don't know, it's French, from Ancient Origins. And this is a really good card, too. I run 1 in every deck. We got 2 Level Balls. This is also from Ancient Origins. And next we have Karen. Now, Karen is a really interesting card. She's, I believe, one of the Gold-Silver era Elite Four. I'm honestly not sure. But this is a XY promo. And this is XY promo 177. So this is standard legal. And this is the reason why I can no longer run a mill deck. Each player shuffles all Pokemon in his or her discard pile into his or her deck. And that basically means, oh, I'm going to mill you out. No, I'm not. Because Karen... It's no trump card, but it's going to make milling out, which is already a fairly difficult task, pretty much impossible. Next, we got 2 Floatstone, pretty good Pokemon tool from Breakpoint. There's a Bianca from, I don't know what set that is. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Pretty good supporter for Expanded. Next, we have 2 Battle Compressor. These just recently rotated into Expanded. They're from... Phantom Forces. It's a really good trainer card. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and discard them. Shuffle your deck afterward. What a lot of people would do is that if they were playing Night March, obviously they would use this to put Night March Pokemon in the discard pile. Or if you're, like I said, all competitive decks run 4 Versus Seeker, you could play this, search your deck for 3 supporter cards, throw them in your discard pile. Now you've got options for that Versus Seeker in your hand. Good expanded card. AZ, Phantom Forces, good expanded card. We have Victini. 2 different Victinis, actually. I don't know what sets these are, but they are expanded. Victory Star. Once during your turn, after you flip any coins for an attack, you may ignore all effects of those coin flips and begin flipping those coins again. So if you have like just a really nasty run of coin flips, Victini could be good. And then Vicray. If you have 4 or fewer bench Pokemon, this attack does nothing. So you need a full bench, but then 2 energy for 100 is not bad. Next we have 2 different Zapdos. And those are both actually no, this one is expanded. This one is Roaring Sky, so this one is standard legal. Then we have an electric type Zekrom, expanded. We have Dedenne, Furious Fists, which is expanded. There are 2 of Dedenne, actually. And then we have 3 Pikachu from XY, so it's expanded. Nuzzle and Quick Attack. Nuzzle, I feel like, should do damage because, you know, in the video game, there's Thunder Wave and then there's Nuzzle. Thunder Wave is 100% accuracy. Your opponent's paralyzed. Nuzzle is 100% accuracy plus some damage and your opponent's paralyzed, which is very important because it's a difference between an attacking move and a status move. Nuzzle is an attacking move, so I feel like in the card game here, Nuzzle should have damage, but it doesn't, so whatevs. We've got 2 XY Raichu with Circle Circuit. Now, ironically, this Raichu is standard legal because there is a foil version. I believe it's in Generations. Well, there's an up-to-date version of this Raichu, so this Raichu is actually standard legal. Does 20 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon for 2 energy, so throw a double colorless on that. It could be good. I think this Raichu might have some use in standard. Next, we have 3 Dynamo. That's from that Victini set, so it is not standard legal. And then 2 Electric to round out the deck. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may attach an electric energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Too bad it's expanded. I don't really play much expanded, but this deck gave me some ideas for expanded. So we had a Sycamore. We had 2 Sycamores. We had the Skyla, which is good. We had the Ultra Balls, which are good. We had the Versus Seeker, which is worth some serious money. And let's see. Floatstones are good. Karen is good. Lysander is good and is good. So a lot of really good cards in this deck. And then we've got a little deck box here that we can keep the Rayquaza deck in. So we're just going to go ahead and put the whole thing back in here right now. Okay. So again, Versus Seeker is a $10 card. This whole kit was $30. The Versus Seeker is worth 10. The Ultra Balls, I don't know if they're the regular ones. I don't know if they're worth anything. I don't know if the Lysander's worth anything by itself. But there's some really good usable cards in there, and the Versus Seeker's worth money. It might go down in value because these have become a thing, but it's worth money. And generally, foil energy cards are worth money too. We're getting into the Keldeo deck now, and I mentioned that because this deck has 8 foil water energies. Water decks are very popular right now. Greninja's a thing because of things like Dive Ball and Rough Seas. So 8 foil water energies. Super awesome. So we got, just like the Rayquaza deck, we have a second Keldeo. So there's 2 Keldeos. And then we have, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more water energy. So there's 15 water energy total in this deck. Runs a little heavy on energy compared to most decks I play, but I'm not going to complain. We got another Versus Seeker, so that's another $10 card. 2 more Ultra Balls. Tierno. We have Teammates from Primal Clash. You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. So this is kind of like the new Talonflame's attack, except it can only be played after one of your Pokemon has been knocked out, the turn after. Okay, next is Superior Energy Retrieval. There is 2 of that. I don't know what set that is, so I'm going to guess it's expanded. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you can't discard 2 cards, you can't play this card. Put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Probably better cards to play nowadays anyway. Next, we got a Skyla. Again, really good card. Shauna. We've got One Rough Seas, which again is a really good stadium, especially if you're playing electric or water Pokemon. And this is from Primal Clash. Oh, there's actually 2 of that in here. And there's also a Karen in this deck as well. So we got 2 promo Karen. And then we also have 2 Rare Candy. And I'm a big fan of this card because Rare Candy is kind of a central feature of my Garchomp deck. Again, if you would like to see a deck tech of that deck, I'd be more than happy to share. Might go ahead and make one even if no one asks me to, because I really like that deck and I want to talk about it. We got 1 Professor's Letter, 2 Professor Sycamore, 1 Birch. We got another promo in, a Lysander. Okay, now we're getting to some new things. We got a Fisherman from Breakpoint. Fisherman, put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Pretty good. Escape Rope. I feel like not enough people really appreciate this card. I honestly don't even really appreciate it that much, but I've had games taken from me or just board positions flipped because of Escape Rope, because it forces your opponent to switch their Pokemon, and then you can switch your own Pokemon to respond to whatever they send out. So that's pretty cool. And it's an item too. It's not it's not like Lysander, which is a supporter card. Next, we have 2 Dive Balls from Primal Clash. Really good card. You just search your deck for any water Pokemon, add it to your hand. Really good card. We got another Bianca. Next, we have Archie's Ace in the Hole from Primal Clash. This card can be pretty good if you have no hand. Put a water Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench, and then draw 5 cards. So this takes you from basic. I guess that's why it's called an ace in a hole. Like you're in a really bad spot, but then you play your ace. You know. Next, we got Regice. Pretty good. Ancient Origins. We've got a really cool looking Articuno from Roaring Skies. Delta Plus. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of this Pokemon, take 1 more prize card. So that's pretty cool. His attacks are not that good, so I guess you have to really try to fight to get that extra prize. We've got 2 Lapras. Call for Family is really good. This is from an expanded set, unfortunately. We got a Remoraid, which is from Breakpoint. And then we have Octillery, which is from Breakpoint. Now, the normal Octillery that I've seen is foil. This one is not, so this one may not be worth as much. But the foil one is worth like $12. So between the 2 Versus Seeker and the Octillery, we've already made back our money that we spent on this deck. So we've also got an ability here that's really good called Abyssal Hand. You draw until you have 5 cards, and you can do that every turn. So that's a really good way to keep options in your hand and to avoid running out of things to do. We've got 2 Feebas from an expanded set. Try to get the... There we go. Feebas. There's 2 Milotic to go with it. And it has Sparkling Ripples. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put a card from your discard pile into your hand. That's from Primal Clash. That is from Primal Clash. This Milotic is legal. Its attack isn't good, but its ability to just give you a card back from your discard pile is pretty awesome, I have to say. Next, we have 3 Squirtle with Shell Shield. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks both yours and your opponent's. So, no blowback onto Squirtle. That's pretty cool. Water Splash 10 plus, flip a coin of heads. This attack does 20 more damage. That's a really nice art, too. Look at how happy that Squirtle is. And then we have 2 Wartortle. And that's got Withdrawal and Waterfall. Not as cute looking as the Squirtle, but I'm not going to complain. And then to round everything out, we have 2 Blastoise. And these Blastoise and those Wartortle, by the way, appear to be from a Plasma set. So unfortunately, they are not standard legal, but I'm sure they are expanded legal. Deluge. As often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a Water Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Hydro Pump 60 plus does 10 more damage for each Water Energy attached to this Pokemon. So this is basically Rain Dance Blastoise from base set. It's basically the exact same thing. So this deck's pretty good too. This is a solid water deck, whereas the Rayquaza deck was fire electric. And I think that's pretty interesting because, well, I'm going to say it's pretty interesting, but it's actually kind of tilted in favor, I think, of the water deck if you were to do the 2, because the excuse me. I think it's kind of tilted in favor of the water deck because the water Pokemon are only weak to grass. Most water Pokemon lately have only been weak to grass, whereas I was having a hard time trying to make sense of this Keldeo art. I was taking another look at it. I was having a hard time with that. The Rayquaza deck is fire electric. Actually, it has no fire Pokemon in it now that I think about it. So actually, they're pretty balanced, I have to say. And again, a lot of really great cards in this really cool box. You get some tokens, you get some cool looking coins, though my Blastoise coin is a little messed up. So I guess that's it for now, guys. You should really pick this up. Some great value in here, great cards to start a collection, and basically all kinds of options for competitive play. So that's all for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for future videos. And until next time, heroes, I'm PoGForce, and you guys stay awesome. Take care.